Yeah. Now, a lot of people don't realize just how important alligators are. Science especially, and I really don't like this. Science will tell you that an alligator is a very unintelligent creature because it has a brain about that big around. Our brain's bigger than that. We move to a beach and destroy it, like where they literally make their own waterfront property and bring nature to it. So, my opinion, I think they have us beat on intelligence. Alligators are one of the most cunning animals I've ever worked with. But this particular place right here is a great example of a gator hole or a gator pool. Now what this is an alligator will actually know that the rains aren't going to just be going on all year round, right? The rains are going to eventually stop in our dry seasons. So what an alligator is doing is constantly digging up that muck, making that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And he's got a science to this stuff, guys, like to where he'll actually go and bring in some of the dead cypress needles when they start falling, because those cypress needles are acidic. And he'll lay those on the bottom, or she'll lay them on the bottom, and that acidity, that'll further eat at the limestone, making it deeper and deeper and deeper. Well, when the rainy season's in and all the waterfront property's gone, guess who's got the only key in town? Is the alligator. So all these fish eventually make their way right here into his little gator hole, and then him and his, he's eating good for a little while. But not only that, the cypresses around him, like if I could take you guys up in like a helicopter or an airplane in the Everglades, and you'll see like a lot of places it'll just look like grass, like where we were doing our airboats, and then they'll just be like these circles of cypress trees. Well, like those circles are actually like gator holes that got started 1,000 years ago, kind of thing, and just evolve into these completely different ecosystems. So I mean, you talk about something cool. Now, when science says that an alligator isn't intelligent, but yet he made this, we couldn't make this look that good. We'd make it look like a darn swimming pool. There are little cement ledges and nothing would grow there that we wouldn't have to use our own fertilizer and extra water. Well, he's got all that figured out. He's got shade spots over here, everything. What's up?
Aren't the alligators called keystone species?
Alligators are a keystone species. Do you know what a keystone species is?
Nobody knows that. Keystone species is like the...
I love that though. Nobody knows that.
I know.
No, Emily was gonna get it.
Why?
The keystone species means like one of the special kinds of species.
So they're super important.
She says they're specially, says they're super important, both right. A keystone species is something that other species need to depend on for survival. So another example of a keystone species, gopher tortoise. He said box turtle, but I knew what he was thinking, a gopher tortoise. Now gopher tortoises are protected because they are a keystone species. Gopher tortoises are not endangered. People say they're endangered or they're threatened. No, they're protected because of their holes. There's plenty of gopher tortoises. There's a lot of gopher tortoises. They are not endangered whatsoever, but the reason why they're protected is because there's over 200 species that require that little burrow, whether it be a rattlesnake or any other kind of homie. So that's why they're so important, because those holes that they dig. Well, that's what makes a gator a keystone species, because sometimes a deer would not be able to get a drink of water if it wasn't for the gators in their gator holes. During